Hello, Posh Bosses. How are you guys doing today? Hey, I'm excited to tell you a little bit about events. Events is probably my favorite way to build my business, and it's definitely one of the most effective for me. Um, so I'll tell you, I have six little tips that I think really make a difference for me in events, and then I'll try to keep an eye on the comments and stuff and answer any questions that you guys have on there. But I'll go ahead and get started. I know it's the middle of the day, and a lot of you guys are going to watch this on the replay. So here's tip number one. I learned this from a pro early on in my direct selling career. You guys know what this is? This is a bed riser. You can get these, a set of 4, pretty much at any thrift store for about $5. And what you do with them is you put them under the legs of your table at your events. And it lifts up your table to a nice height, like more of a counter height. And it makes it so that it sets you apart from all the other booths that are out there, regular height table. It also just puts it at a really easy height to just reach out and grab what's on your table, pick up a hand cream, give it a squirt. And it brings it closer to eye level. So it just makes it a really nice professional look and a great way to grab the attention of the people who are attending your event. I also pair this with a king size black sheet is what I use black that goes all the way to the ground. So I can hide all my junk underneath, and it still has that nice professional look, and it's a little bit extra tall. I often get other vendors saying, how is your table so high? Because you can't see the bed risers, but they make a lot of difference for me. And for me personally, it's much more comfortable to stand there and talk to people about things on my table because that's at a good height for me too. So that's one little just like setup tip that I think makes a big difference and is really easy to do for $5. Another thing, I'm assuming somebody's watching, but if somebody could just say, hey, Jenny, or something, just to make sure I actually am live, that would be awesome because I'm not seeing any comments. So maybe you're all tuning in later, which is just fine. Okay, number 2, make sure you're marketing that event to your friends, family, and clients. I think a lot of times I see people, they sign up for an event, they pay their $25 or their $500, whatever it is, and they just want to just come and set up, and they are missing out on a really big opportunity to connect with their audience and also just build it into a better event for everyone. So make sure you're sharing that in your VIP group with your friends, invite people to come and see you there. There are a couple of really big benefits for you personally when you do this. One, you build your relationship with those clients. You get to see them. You get to give them a hug. You get to ask how everything is going and how their posh is going and show them some products that maybe they haven't tried before. You also get to meet their friends. They have, these are events, nobody goes to a girls' day out by themselves, right? Like, it's a group. You take your bestie, you take your sister, your cousins, whatever. So you're going to meet their circle as well, introduce them to Posh. So that broadens your circle. It gives you a chance to give them catalogs and samples without paying for postage, which is brilliant, I think. It's always a great, always like my February event, I spent a lot of time reaching out to my people saying, hey, you haven't seen the new catalog. Come to the Girls' Day Out at the Galaxy Center. I have a new catalog and some samples of a brand new mask for you. Good draw, good way to get that stuff in their hands and build that relationship. You have something to offer them. It also will improve your sales. They're going to stop by. They're probably going to find something that they want. They're going to buy it. So that is a good thing. But you can also offer something to them. Sometimes I will offer a discount on bath bombs or maybe just some kind of a show special just for them. A lot of times at shows I'll do like 3 for $27 or 3 for $25 on my chunks and my hand creams. And that is something they don't normally get. So I can draw on with that. So find a way to make it a win-win and pull your audience into those events. You're working, you might as well be working with them also, right? Get product on people. I think this is something hopefully you guys hear a lot, but Posh is so amazing when you can touch it, feel it, smell it. See how it makes your skin feel. Feel that relaxed sensation you have when you smell the most amazing hand cream on the planet, and feel that your hands are not greasy and gross. Get them to try something. So hand cream is an easy, like low risk thing that people can try. Everybody, you want a little hand cream? Sure. No, no big deal. You also can do, some of you guys probably saw this with our feature of the week last week. The stripper is awesome to try on an arm. Just do like a patch right here on their arm. And then while it's drying, or you're fanning it, whatever, you've got time to talk with them about some of the other really cool products that we have. Get to know them a little bit better. Ask them if they would be interested in starting their own pampering business. And share some of the other things that we have going on. And then take it off with a nice wet wipe, and then just have them run their finger over that spot, like we're just over that arm. And can you tell the difference where that stripper was? Of course you can. It's amazing. It pulled out all that yucky stuff. And they'll be like, oh my gosh, yeah, that's so great, right? And it's easy to do. You need some wet wipes. That's all you really need. You could also, like BFF, like give them a little dab and have them just do like this on the back of their hand. Have them smell it. Then take it off with a unscented, usually what I use, wet wipe, and have them feel this, how soft it is. Such a great way to sell BFF. Sugar lip scrub is also just a really fun, you'll get them giggling at your table because they'll be like, oh, there's those sugar grains, and they're laughing at each other because they got a little thing of sugar right there. Really fun. Interactive way to have some fun with your customers. And obviously we already talked about hand cream, so just getting them to try and smell and see the things that you have is great. And I want to say too, like if you're just starting and you only have a couple things that came in your kit, show those. Bring the catalog, bring some samples if you've got them. Go to an event that maybe costs $10 or $25, but meet people and start building a little at a time. Not everybody, is at a place in their business to just bring a whole bunch of inventory and sell, and that's okay. That should not stop you from trying to do some events. Meeting people is the most important thing. You have the hostess program to offer them as rewards. If you have a hand cream and a lip scrub for them to try, boom, you're off to the races. Let's see, do a drawing. I always do a drawing. This is from my event last weekend. It was just a one-day event. It lasted 3 hours or 4, I can't remember. And on this slip, I don't remember if they're still in the portal or not, but you can make your own drawing slips. Sorry, Heather, I just showed everybody your info. But it's got on, I created this one because there were some specific things I wanted, so I could do the kinds of follow-up that I wanted to do. Mine says, are you interested in hosting a spa event, joining my VIP group, receiving my monthly email newsletter, or starting a pampering business? And then I prefer to be contacted by text, email, phone. So I collect these. A couple of tips about that. You don't have to give away something expensive. You don't have to create like a big gift basket to give away. I give away perks and half-price items. These are things that don't cost me anything. If I give them away and they don't use them, I'm not out anything. That way, I've been in the business for a while, so I have quite a few perks and half-price items that I can give away. So I'm not out anything if they don't take me up on it. And I'm also not out anything if they do take me up on it and never shop with me again. But what happens is I get them to set up a perks account. I send them either the half-price item or the perks points. They are cookied to me because I had them sign up through my URL, and they're probably going to start getting the home office emails about what's happening with Posh, and those are always fun and cute. So they're connected to me on another level, and they've also checked out my website where there is everything that I couldn't possibly have showed them at a quick meeting at a show. So many perks in doing it that way. Oh, another tip. I don't just put a drawing box or bin out for people to just fill this out and throw it in. I want them to say, oh, hey, where do I put this? And then I say, oh, I'll take that. And then I make notes. So once they've done it, then I can offer them a sample. I don't want to just pass out samples if I'm never going to be able to say, hey, how did you like your sample? So they hand me this, and I know, hey, now I can give them some samples. So then I can ask them what kind of samples they want. I try to do, like I'll do a face, a body, a hand, a foot, depending on what we've got going on. And I kind of let them pick from that. I give that to them and tell them to have fun pampering, tell them what I need to know about that. And then I make a note, gave BFF and moisturize 911, whatever. And then I have an easy, hey, how did you like that BFF when I follow up with them in a day or two. I hardly ever hand out samples if I don't have contact info. Other things. Oh, then when I pick my winners, I talked about what I give, but I didn't really talk about how I do it. A lot of times I will text. So I've got it on my little drawing slip. Do you prefer text or email? So I respond accordingly to that. But either way, I send them. I usually try to snap a picture of myself, a little selfie at my table. And I try to find something with like over here, like a little white space. So I can put some language saying, you won, over here on this side of the picture. And then I put my website on it and a couple other little things. And I send that. So they're like, oh, yeah, that's that girl, that lady with the posh. So they'll see my face. Oops, bangs going the wrong way. And they'll hopefully remember having a good conversation with someone who was kind and helped them smell good or something. So that's another thing I do with my drawings. One other really big tip, take action at the event. So we got the drawing slip. Yeah, I got all their info. I'll call them tomorrow. I'll call them the next day. Oh, yeah. Oh, you want to do a party? I'll give you a call. No, don't do that. That will not work. It will not be as effective. One, it'll work sometimes, but it will never be as easy as just doing it in the moment at the event. I don't have my calendar handy, but I always, before any event, any party or any event that I'm doing, I grab my calendar and I grab a highlighter and I go through and I mark the things that I have to do, anything, family events, other commitments, and then I highlight the days when I want to work. When I want to work. I want to work, but I want to work on my schedule. That's part of why I do this. So then I highlight those days, and when somebody starts talking about wanting more things than they can afford, or they hand me their thing and it says, oh, they want to do a spa night. Then I say, you know what? Let's book it. I've got my calendar right here. Boom, done. It's nice. I print it out or I do like a paper calendar just so we can have that whole visual to look at that's bigger than a phone. But that's just my personal preference. And then I have something to highlight, of course. But doing it at the event, and maybe you say, I've got an extra half-price item for you if you book your date today. Then you've got some incentive to have them book it. You don't have to play phone tag, or you don't they're excited in the moment. They're with you. They smell great. Their hands feel awesome. They got stripped, whatever it is. They are excited. Capitalize on that excitement. Book the party then, okay? Or maybe it's not a party, but maybe it's like, oh, hey, yeah, you know what? I just did a great piece in my VIP group about that. Can I add you? Are you on Facebook? Do it right then. Get your phone out, find them, add them, done. Take care of that exciting engagement while they're there and caught up with you in the moment before they go home and they got kids crawling all over them and their husband didn't do any dishes that day while they were out with their friends, or, oh, wait, just me? That's what happens when I go out? Yes. So catch them at the show while they're there with you and they're feeling good and excited and happy. One other thing, always remember to just ask about the business. I hope you guys are going to start hearing some hammering. I'm having a new door put in today. So I apologize if it gets too loud, but I'm about done, so hopefully we won't get too much of that. And remember something that Stephanie Cervantes said the other day. She said, offer the business like it's an opportunity, not like it's, oh, I could get a discount, but it is a tremendous opportunity. Because of this business, me personally, I have been able to stay home with my son since he was 1 year old. 1 year. I have the flexibility, like I could follow our daughter around to soccer matches all around the Western U.S. without having to ask for time off. I have had extra income that I wouldn't have had if I hadn't had Posh. That enabled me to have that door installed that we're having right now. We just took out a regular door and we're adding this big double French door. Anyway, whatever trips your trigger, whatever Posh does for you, it's an opportunity. So they're not doing you a favor. You're offering them something amazing. And don't forget that when you're asking them about it. All right, lastly, have a system for following up after the event. This is really important. And it's something it took me a while to get to. When I first did events, a lot of times I would only follow up with those people who said they wanted to host, which hopefully I booked them at the party or at the event, right? Or people who said they're interested in the business. But I have a good system now, and I'm going to tell you just a little bit about it. I'm happy to share anything that I do. So if you are really interested, catch me, Facebook message me later, and I can share anything that I'm doing. But the things that I do are these 4 things. One, I do a monthly email newsletter. I started when I was first doing this. I did one, and then I just didn't get any response, so I stopped for a while. But I realized email is really, for so many people, kind of a one-way communication. They don't think they're supposed to respond to it, and so that's okay. I don't spend a ton of time on it. I grab content from the Posh blog, or I post something about something I'm up to, or hey, come see me next month at blah, blah, blah event, or I highlight a product or an ingredient. So there are 2 or 3 different little sections in my newsletter. And I congratulate my monthly drawing winners from my VIP group, which is another thing I'll talk about. But a monthly newsletter in their email inbox, even if they never open it, they see Jenny Serta, Posh, and at least once a month, they see me, you know, like I cross their mind. And I hear more from people, oh yeah, I got your email, than I used to. Like I just have been consistently doing it, and I think it creates some awareness, and it's free. So other things, I get them in my VIP group and create a really fun, interactive VIP group. I always feel like there's room for improvement in there, and there are probably some great leaders who can train on that better than I can. But I try to post in there. I have a pretty good audience in there, and a lot of what I post has nothing to do with Posh. But I definitely post about Posh, and I offer some special perks to being in my VIP group. And one of them is a monthly drawing for people who order with me. And I give away half-price items. So VIP group, because then I have that captive audience that I can work with. I do a monthly thank you sample. So every month I send a mailing with a little postcard and a sample to everybody who bought from me the month before. I include people who buy from me at an event, because I also will take the drawing slip and I write down, oh, they bought BFF and 911 or whatever they bought. So then they get that follow-up from me in snail mail, which it does cost, you know, mailing isn't cheap, but the payoff for it is really good. So I get them in my VIP group, I send them the thank you sample, I post in my VIP group saying, hey, who got their thank you sample and what did you think? And so it just creates this nice circle of engagement. Also, all of the Posh Pro follow-up, the things from your customer relations management system that we have through our virtual office. So there's 3 follow-ups for everybody in there. If they created a Perks account, they get a birthday follow-up from me. Part of having those half-price items and Perks items as my prizes is that if they use them, they create an account. They're in my Perks, they're my Posh Pro follow-up. So they just get to be part of my whole system if they redeem their prize through a half-price item or Perks on my website. So that is part of the magic of that. I'm still not seeing any comments. I must have this wrong. So, but I'll go back after I'm done and I'll look and I'll answer any questions that you guys have. I hope you picked up a tidbit or 2 that was helpful to you. And if I can help at all, comment or personally message me and I will help out. There's nothing I have that I'm not willing to share. You know, rising tide raises all ships. So if I can do anything to help, please, please, please let me know. And good luck with all of your future events. And thank you for watching. Mwah! Take care, you guys.